Hi, hopefully you can hear me. Okay, hopefully the audio is okay. My fiance is actually playing music upstairs, so hopefully that goes okay. But I am doing a short training for Trello. Um, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me or ask questions in the comments below. But this is a training for one of my friends who wanted to be updated on it and actually be walked through it. So I'm going to share my screen. Yes, sharing my screen. There we go. Oh, sorry. And I'm on Facebook. So when you start a Trello account, you go to Trello.com and ignore all of my wonderful tabs. I like to save articles. So you can either log in, which I've already have an account, and I'll show you that in a minute, or you can sign up. If this is your first time you sign up, you just have to put your name, your email, your password, and then create new account. What it's going to do is it's going to take you into your new account and show you around and give you kind of a tutorial of this is a card, this is a list, and I'll get more into that in a minute. But before you can start going through and doing all of that, the important thing is to go over to the email that you used to create this account and actually activate it. So Trello is going to send you an email that says just click this link and activate your Trello account. Make sure you do that before you start diving into Trello, just because you can't really do much beyond actually setting up your Trello. So you can't join any teams, you can't hang out with any members or any of that fun stuff that we're going to be talking about really quickly. So since I already have an account, I'm going to log in and I'm going to show you a little bit about mine. So this is the board that you kind of jump into once you have everything set up, and this is the beginning of it. So each of these little people are teams, and so I have quite a few. I have one for my wedding, in case you wanted to see that. But so each team, you can have different boards. So these are the different boards. And if you click into any of the lists, which I will go into my editorial calendar for my personal business, you can have different lists. So this is your board, which is on your team, which is this kayleewrites.com, and then these are different lists, and each one of these little tasks or reminders or whatever you want to, whatever they're being used for, they're called cards. Now you can add a card just by clicking and then typing and then pressing enter or click add, or deciding not want, if you decide not want to, just click off, or the X. To add a board, you scroll all the way to the right, or to add a list, you scroll all the way to the right and you click add a list. Now, if we go back, you can always click your boards and it gives you a list of everything that you have. All of your teams are right here, which you can click, and then all of your boards are right here. So you can always add more boards, and to do that, you click this little plus sign. You can create a board, you can create teams, but we're not going to go into too much. But so you create a board if you want to add another one to this team. So once you've added a list, so this is my sample list, just press enter or click add, whatever you want. To add a card, click, and this is sample card. And then this is where all the fun stuff gets in. You can click this card and it gives you this whole thing. You can add a description. So this is the space that tells you more about this card. And I don't know how to spell about. And then you click save. So that's a description of what this actual card is. Now, if you or Allison or anyone is on this board as well and they can see this card, they can come in and they can write a comment saying, I agree with your description. or I disagree, or what about this, or can we schedule that? Anything like that. They can add a comment, and this activity down here will keep track of everything that happens and when it happens. So this list bar on the right hand side is very magical for many things. You can add, so say I want Allison to be a part of this list. All I have to do is go in and I have to hopefully, okay, well, it's not going to be my friend, but anyways, if you're let's go to here. This is my fiance's. So I can add, so if I came in here, I could add the member, and there are different members down here. You can search the different members. You can do all of that. We are going to go back to mine, just because we have a simple list. Okay, you can add labels. So these are all the different colors, and you can assign the colors to mean different things. So you can say green is you've paid an amount, yellow is you're reviewing something. So you get the picture. You can assign these colors different meanings, and you can click all of them if you really want all of the colors to be on there, and that's what it's going to look like when it's clicked off. So if you are a normal person and you use just one color to mean one thing, that's what it's going to look like. So take that off. Now for checklists, you can add a checklist and you can title these different things. And then you can add sample items, sample item 2, thing to do, don't forget. So those are all the different checklists, and once you open up the card, this is what it's going to look like. So if you click off the card and you're just looking at the board, you see right here, this is going to say there's a description that tells you there's more information about the card, someone has commented on it, and then there's an actual checklist for you to keep track of. Now, let's say you've done 2 of the 4 things. Well, if you look right here, it gives you a percentage of how many things you've completed, and then it actually tells you how many you've done and how many you have to go. You can add to do or due dates. So if you have an item that, say you wanted to get this completed by the 28th, you save that. It actually says the 28th at 12 p.m. This is where you change the time if you really need to or want to. And then this is where it's going to say this is what's due and when it's going to do it. Now when it actually comes due, so let's say tomorrow's the 28th and you're looking at this on the 28th, this will actually be a red color. And if you have notifications that are popped up on your phone, it will actually send you a notification at 12 saying sample card due at 12. You can add attachments. These are simple, just like you'd add an attachment to an email. These are not super important. You can sit around and play with them, but the only thing you need to know is that if you are done with the card, you don't want to see this card anymore, you can archive it and it's not there anymore. And if you ever archive something on accident and need to give it back, just click show menu, and then it'll actually show the activity, and you can click that back and you can click send to board, or you can come in here and click archived items. So I was in the menu, clicked more, click archive items, then it's going to show you the actual card and you click send to board again. There are different colors that you can use to change the background. So if you see Mine is blue, and if you looked over here, there's different. So I have green, I have red, I have orange, purple, and pink. That's just the way my mind works and how I've been able to designate all of the different things I've done. So this is personal, um, my own business, and then this is my job, and then this is my fiance's businesses, and then this is our wedding. So that's just kind of an overview of everything. If I wanted to move a card and say, I don't want it in this list anymore, but I want it back in this list, all you do is click and hold and drag over, and it'll move. And again, if you click the card, all of the activity, it's giving you a play-by-play of every single thing you've done, including archiving, unarchiving, and so on. And then say you finished it, you clicked it back over here, and you're done with this list. You don't want to see the list, you don't want to see the card, and you're just kind of done with it. So you want to click these three little dots, and then you can click archive this list. And it'll archive the entire list. And again, if you go over to the menu, it won't actually let you bring the list back, but you can click more, archived item, and then switch to lists, and then you just click send forward. That's kind of an overview. I don't really have much else. Hopefully you understand all of that. Again, like I said, you can reach out to me if you have any questions. I know that was super basic, but that was for everyone who is just trying to set up a Trello board and kind of get everything sorted out in their mind. Because I know Trello can be a big deal, especially when it's definitely kind of like an Evernote thing. But so once you get it set up and actually start using it, it's going to be a lot better, I promise. So again, any questions, email me, comment to me, text me, any of those. And